The 16 days of activism wey can be every year from the 25th of November to the 10th of December. Na day wey people dem can come together for discuss and look inside the problem dem wey victim dem wey dey go through sexual based violence dey face and how dem for solve dem problem here. Men's Association for Gender Equality Salon, MAGE SL, na one organization wey don dey advocate for woman and girl pikin dem right. Outside dem don go train some community action team member dem, but how dem for promote gender equality. Tamba David Makiu, na the executive director for MAGE Salon. He talk more about why this is important.
Is to ensure that we have identified 20 CAT members to train them on what we call citizen journalism training, how they will be able to work on the GBV cases in their local communities, build the stories and share with the media community, because we believe strongly that GBV issues have been underreported. For men to understand, appreciate and acknowledge receipt that women's rights are human rights, and women like that of men and boys have the civic and democratic right and opportunity to exist and enjoy all fundamental rights as declared under the UTHR, which is the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, an international legal and binding instrument on all governments that are signatory to it, of which Sierra Leone is no exception.
I've been talking with some member them from the community action team CAT, where they go give the training at Port inside Freetown and Galu Gagbe, Nabo district. But what in this training means to them?
After the training, I get for call me community, send a message to them. I tell them the benefits, I tell them the good side and the bad side. For example, I say, man, not for they give you bad treatment. Like quick way una talk no more now for bitter. When una day, let's say una 2 day na room, you forget in consent before you do anything. If you not agree, you just there for talk to her. Then again the youth them. I talk to them. For say at least if I wait for you age, you know, for just do no more.
Me na Titi Kamara. Me na CAT member na Poti community. Well, we don't try me pumping the way we dey na we young group na Poti, because we got certain issues the way we dey go, and even presently we dey talk show. We got about 2 problems they at hand we dey try for do thorough investigation before we go bring them problem here forward. Now the parents then can be the factor. Because the way they treat the pikin them, then they push the pikin them for let them go out and not get that parental lovely.
Concern development for disabled women and children. Now one organization we don't advocate for gender equality, as most of the women them na victim of sexual abuse. Our Sombi na the public relations officer, he say they want for say the abuse where they don't go through stop for the B.
Concern development for disabled women and girls begin with mostly women. And more especially women then we don't be disadvantaged in this sexual violence area. Not only the woman then, but even the pikin them back they undergo the sexual violence area. We formed this organization for fight this issue. I do am because we are a victim of such abuse in my life where I did grapple. I did get a fiancé after we don't pregnate me, he neglect me with the pikin, he abandoned me, then nowhere to be seen, let me go marry another woman. So with this challenge where I go through my life, see and fit say, I for grab up and fight for me company disabled woman there. For love will stop such thing with them man them, not just only disabled man them, the man them and the able man them. This make I get the courage and the challenge for stand for fight for the company disabled woman there. For let such thing go stop in our society.
I've been talking with some victim them we don't go through sexual abuse. And we get this for say.
I've been meet up with one boy. This man he born with me 3 pikin them. From day he left me at 3 with the pikin them. I left, they go and beg from place to another. Say the one lost na me and the children left. Say see that they for the suffering. Why they ask them may you help me for the pikin there? Now first they first me, they meet me for the wheelchair, they shoot me, made the wheelchair with a turn up on a gun. Where you want more with the door if I don't agree for her? If you want more meat, if you know I don't agree, now they beat me, they rob me. Say see that they for the suffering, again with the pikin and they go and beg na
me, the man neglects me. Say because he that food in the man. He say he don't feel someone for the man. They tell the pikin and he say the pikin not sabi me. He beat me or make it sabi na asuma. I don't see Sadina to Mandela Komoti, Mama Sina, neither the sibling. Doing the trail like what we go school, they are born from there now. Therefore, do it attend the day now because of the to mine. Not be able for
woman and girl picking them where they go through abuse. Once for say authority them we concern promote gender equality. For Radio Democracy, Princess Pierce reports.
The ambassador of the European Union at Salon, Tom Vance, talked this inside our reception for mark the International Day for Ending Violence Against Women. Osa say rape, torture, and other form of abuse them, they happen every day na different side them, and this is don't be the reason we make women them not only take part in politics, governance, and other one them.
In the European Union, in Sierra Leone, and elsewhere in the world. It happens regardless of social background or place. This violence limits how women and girls can participate in society, in political, cultural, social, and economic life. For far too long, impunity, silence, and stigma have allowed violence against women to be tolerated at a shocking scale.
Tom Vance continue and say, record from the Family Support Unit na police show say, for the year 2017, na over 10,000 cases of sexual gender-based violence then be get.
10,544 cases were reported in 2017 alone. From physical abuse, sexual abuse, rape of young girls, sexual harassment, and intimidation at work and school, economic abuse such as denial of property, educational and employment opportunities, and other forms of emotional or psychological violence.
A carry on for say, a glad with the commitments we don't come out from the government, but say with all that, all man need for join on so that same bad tear we don't happen to woman and girl picking them go tap.
At the central and decentralized level of government, in law enforcement agencies and the judiciary, but also all the way down to local communities. I am pleased that the government at the highest level has committed to tackle gender-based violence and to take measures to empower women in politics and in society. I am also pleased to see that the draft National Development Plan reflects the ambition of the government of Sierra Leone in addressing gender-based violence.
The education sector, another one them, important for end sexual gender-based violence. We make the ambassador of the European Union at Salon say more improvements need for the desire.
To eliminate gender-based violence once and for all, we need to improve education and legislation and change social norms. The EU has in its Gender Action Plan committed to eliminate all forms of violence against women and girls, both in the public and private spheres, through our external actions.
The ambassador of the European Union at Salon, Tom Vance, and say, with the kind of report where they show the eye figure them of the entire way woman and girl picking down they go through, it clear say more they for do for end sexual gender-based violence na Salon. Inside Ion talk, the UN Women Representative na Salon, Dr. Mei Okumo say, the theme on the eliminating of violence against women and girls. When I hear me too, they give chance for let victim them able tell them story and say this they also raise awareness for say they not will accept any form of violence against woman and girl picking them.
Aims to honor and further amplify voices of survivors of gender-based violence, whether it's a housewife at home, all forms of gender-based violence must not be tolerated.
It continues say the European Union the initiative for end violence they draw global attention for say EU don't they give full support to different body them for address the issue where they defect on now.
The EU Spotlight initiative, which is on stopping violence against women, brings an incredible resource to the global platform in tackling gender-based violence, and UN Women is honored and privileged to share today's launching of the 16 days of activism with the European Union
Dr. Mary Okumu, the UN Women Representative na Salone, be call on people for bring out different initiative them on protection and service delivery to the survivor them of rape, torture and other form of abuse.
And see how to integrate initiatives for prevention, but also initiatives for service delivery to survivors.
The UN Women Country Representative na Salone be end for say if this fight against women and girls for end, people them not for the I demand them, waking on do them bad here to woman and girl picking them. Inside this reception, they may also display a short movie with title Eliminating Violence Against Women and Girls as Priority to European Union. And this movie be tell different story them of other country them on how they don't address this issue and they challenge them where they don't get for end sexual gender-based violence them globally. For the Society for Radio Democracy, me Nasapti Ukalon the report.
If you go to the rainbow centers, we just give you with data, with statistics. It shock you for no say 93% of them people them within the most of them now under age around 14 and below. The least case we don't get like 3 months old picking. So it's really shocking for seeing a salon. We demand them, especially we demand them they do
sexual penetration as law people them call them. We mean say heartless man them they do mommy and daddy business with small picking them. Rape and gender-based violence don't turn other calamity in the country today. As you don't hear from the Master Sabi people them where they handle them issue here. Don't tell you the statistics where they get na the Rainbow Center, where the Executive Director for Rainbow Initiative, Daniel Keto, give to you just now. Well, listen to this year's statistics where they don't record na the center for all over the country.
Looking at the statistics generally of sexual assaults, the rape cases them within the meeting at the centers, for this particular year, we see say we get over 2,335 cases them within non report now Rainbow Centers them.
With this high statistics from the Rainbow Initiative, it show clear one say sexual penetration, rape and other forms of violence against women and girl picking them, they on the increase. Daniel Keto, the Executive Director for Rainbow Initiative, say from where this year starts, the 89 sexual penetration case them where police don't send na court, na 26 case them normal don't prosecute.
For looking at that statistics, and then most of them, because we they provide free quality and medical care, and then we they do medical examinations for the survivors them. So you they see say most of the referral that they come up from the police, from family support unit, they work with them together, and it's a challenge that most of them cases them not being prosecuted. About 89 cases them would and don't send, only 26 we are successfully prosecuted from the beginning of the year to now.
Well, this will go down to people their mind, but how the family support units don't they handle them kind case here where it reach na police hand? Superintendent Ibrahim Barry, now the deputy head of the family support units, now the criminal investigation department.
Sometimes waiting they make the files thinking delay for going to court because of this medical. Not so everybody can afford for pool money for go pay. Like in the provinces, somebody for go do medical, they pay 50,000, 100,000, and not everybody can afford their money then. So this is one of our challenges in executing our investigation.
Yourself don't listen to the family support unit police. We talk but see challenge them where they can get for handle rape, sexual penetration and violence case them against women. Waiting can cause the delay. Well, you for same way so listen to the judiciary. We self talk but why then case here can delay na their hand. Moses Lamin Kamara, now official spokesperson for the judiciary na Salone.
We they deal with the laws, and we are saying it's simple. We have to make it clear to people. If you have the evidence, you charge. Now, the burden of proof is with the prosecution. When you don't charge, say there is evidence in this person don't commit this offense, can't prove it now the courts. And for those when they don't prove, say yes, now so they do, they are now convicted people. Then a prison, they serve their sentence. If we they convict you, let the law convict you, and let there be an evidence for say yes, then convict this person. And then on the increase, yes, and there are certain times when people they come with their cases then they like sexual penetration, they can feel say when they come at court today, tomorrow, next tomorrow, the case for them. And also we they do them trial they with specific reference to the constitution. Section 20, subsection 1, they tell you say we accuse person forget fear hearing of in case.
It talk about the amount of sexual penetration case and other violence against women them where police can come with na the court. court.
Sexual penetration, we get 43 cases there.
We then charge.
We access high court. So the one they always be there now where they can. We get 43 where they charge, where they serve with indictment, we can high court. Then also in this November session, this 43 now out of 424 cases they inmates them where they serve with indictment. We get 43 days when on sexual penetration, and the other then are related on other offenses then. Then in this November session where they go on right now, so we get 194 people and where they give an indictment. Out of that 194, we get 26 when a sexual penetration case. 26, 7 of them come on a Waterloo, just Waterloo court. All the other magistrate court there in the western area get the balance.
The increase of abuse of woman and girl picking them na salon. From waiting you don't listen. It's like say the country not ready for address violence against woman and girl picking them rights na the country. But the chairman for the Parliamentary Committee on Social Welfare, Honorable Halassan Sise, say he ready for support any law where go come na Parliament for man them where they commit crime against woman and girl picking them na the country.
I will support any law that comes to Parliament that asks for a high number of years for people who commit heinous crimes against children and women. For example, people who are 25, 30 years old are taken to court for sexual penetration against a 7-8-year-old girl. It is sickening.
Even though the country gets plenty organization them, we say they fight for woman and girl picking them rights, and not the show. This means say governments, the office of the First Lady, we get big plan for end all forms of violence against woman and girl picking them for start in work now for Radio Democracy. Mina Elizabeth Campbell, the report.